Alright, are we ready?
Yeah.
In 3, 2.
No. Hey everyone, TJ here for TJOmega.org. It is Metrocon 2013. This guy is miming everything I said. He is a huge duty head. Hi, Scott. We trapped him in a box again. We do have to get to this eventually. Okay. Are you gonna do? We're gonna pantomime the whole thing. All right. Well, this is perfect. Tell me about being a dead body on Psyche. All right. Perfect.
Best part was that was the quietest I've ever been. It was terrifying on the inside. All I could hear was the screams. Tell me about the lambs, Clarice. Tell me about the lambs. It was cool, except one point he hit me, and I could not blink or react. And it's like, all right, how good are you at being dead and frozen? That was the best show ever. I was killed by 3 comedy legends.
Oh. Man. Christopher Lloyd.
Chris Lloyd, Garrett Morris,
Martin Mull.
Mull.
And it's all send up to Clue.
I know, which is a movie that I love.
I know.
The only person missing was Tim Curry.
But you got to be Mr. Body.
I know.
It's awesome.
I know. Well, I never even thought of that. I was Mr. Body. It just loved me for my body. My cold, dead hand. All right, I'm just going to get started on the gin, and then away we go.
Perfect.
Right, so then, it's going to be a jolly good time, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I want to ask you about a little bit of a unique experience. Tell me about auditioning to be yourself for Scooby-Doo 2.
For those who don't know, I was the evil masked figure in Scooby-Doo 2. And so on set, you know, and it was awesome. I love doing prosthetic stuff. Like, I do a lot more. Actually, believe it or not, one was a mime at one point. People like voice actors, just voice. So I got hired to, they were really blunt, like, went in audition. They actually wanted me to play all of the monsters at one point. But they ended up phasing a lot of them out in CG and stuff. But I was the evil masked figure, you know. Citizens of Coolsville, once again, you know, and there's this amazing animatronic head and the arms, and it was just... Wait, prop comedy.
Oh no. Okay. Gone off the rails. Oh. Okay, this. Yeah, you have to say this.
The evil masked figure, which an awesome young Sandy made for me, hand built by Donna and Don from Right Spiffy Designs, St. Petersburg, Florida. Fucking amazing. Anyway, that's the character I was playing. And so we shot the movie. They were all very pleased. And then they went, you know, okay, we got to record the dialogue. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You know, I know how to trust me yet. And they recorded on some little stick mic in a room with a generator running. And I'm like, you're not going to be able to use it. Oh, don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I'm going, it's going to be like a guide track. It's like, yeah, it'll be fine. My agent gets a phone call going, we just want to let you know, I mean, Scott was awesome to work with. He's such a professional. It's just, we can't say, but you know, we should let you know that we're actually going to hire a professional voice actor to do the voice of the character. And my agents are on. Have you seen the other side of his resume? So I snuck in to audition, basically, and they were on a phone patch from LA or from wherever they were, and I went in and gave them my take on the character on a proper Neumann microphone, the way I thought it should have been done, and they basically hired me on the spot. They were like, oh my God, that was brilliant. Like, we don't need to bring anybody else in. Now, that's exactly what. And I was like, hi, it's me. I told you. It would have been weirder if I hadn't gotten the part. But
Yeah.
I've actually been revoiced. What was it? I did some live action thing. And a friend of mine, who was another voice actor, and they were doing looping on this show, and they hired him to put my voice into my body. That's how weird our job is.
So it might not be who you think it is.
It often isn't. I do a lot of that, actually. I never talk about that with voice acting, but, a lot of times, a lot of film and television. Because there's almost always looping to be done because of technical glitches on set and whatnot. But a lot of times, either because they can't get the original actor, or sometimes they're just not happy with the performance. I can't remember what show it was, and I shouldn't say it anyway. But the guy had a guest starring role on the show, and they basically went, we're not happy with what he did. I'm like, well, you're sure. But it's a bit limiting, we want to improve the performance. So I'm going, well, that's his face. I mean, I can't change what's going on. So I ended up revoicing his whole performance, which must have been weird. I'm going like, everybody, Mom, Dad, like, my show's on tonight. Is that what I sound like? Wow, I sound really different in my head. Or sometimes, we'll do an exact match and go, okay, let me hear his voice. Work that up, and poof. I have a friend of mine that made a career out of revoicing Gary Busey.
Well, we had Phil here this weekend, who's kind of got a career revoicing Chris Rock.
Yeah. There.
Funny business.
Funny business because dollars.
Okay, another funny experience. Okay, for what I can tell, it's kind of hard to pick out sometimes. You're the only guy I know who has voiced the same character in both anime and Western cartoons, which would be Lord Raptor for Darkstalkers.
Good point. Actually, I may not be the only one, because I think there was an animated version of Mega Man.
Mega Man, okay.
So, and I did both the...
there's various different types of Mega Man. There is an anime.
Yeah.
And I know you're Gunsman and all that.
Yeah.
But,
good point. I wasn't playing the same characters, because in the Prelay one, I was Dr. Wily and Proto.
Yeah, it was basically a different series, though.
Right.
But this is the same series created two different forms of media.
Fine, you've wrapped rings around me logically. I've got nothing left to say.
Okay, so it's the exact same character.
Designed and handcrafted by Donna Spitz and Don Downright Spiffy Designs. I got it right this time. Downright Spiffy Designs, St. Petersburg, Florida. Look them up on the internet, give them $1 million, and they'll make you one like this too.
Okay, so, the same character, basically.
Yeah.
Tell me the difference between approaching it based on a prelay and based on an anime.
Well, I did the character Lord Raptor originally in the prelay. I was Anakaris and Riku and
Anakaris,
Raptor.
with the best line, "There are lizards in my pants."
He's curiously attractive for a fishman. Which I've heard people quote, and I'm like, it took me forever to figure out what that was from, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I actually said that about myself. That was weird because there was originally a different actor playing Anakaris, and he was a guy that had never done voiceover before. I don't know where he was from, that accent was kind of his naturally. He was very odd. Can I say that? Yes, he was very odd. And after about 3 episodes, the producers and the directors were going, I can't understand anything he's saying. He's just like, So they went, Scott, this is tying back into what we're saying. And I went, you mean big? And they went, yeah. I'm going, you just basically hired me to replace him, didn't you? Because I was playing the other 2 characters anyway. So anyway, sorry, I digress. So we had already developed, Lord Raptor was Lord Raptor the way he was, whatever he was. I can't remember his exact accent. It was probably based on, thank you, Cleveland. Because of course all rock stars don't like that.
Right.
Or was he? No, he wasn't Australian. Anyway, so I had already established the character based on the other series. It was Darkstalkers.
Right.
And then the anime one was called...
Darkstalkers.
Wasn't it? Night something?
It was Night Warriors in Japan.
Oh, okay.
It gets a little iffy.
The only thing that was strange was I had to go in and audition for it.
Right.
And I went, I got an idea for this character you might like, I hope. I mean, you might think it sucks, I don't know. So it was easy to take that prepackaged character in. And then it's just technically the difference of doing prelay where you're in with everybody and they animate to what we've done. And the slightly more limiting thing of doing ADR, additional dialogue replacement. So you're then acting with someone else's lips. Huh, caught you that. Lord Raptor didn't have any lips, did he, mate? Think about that. And I got to unleash my inner, 80s hairband guy. It was awesome.
I'm not quite sure you left. that just yet.
What are you saying, TJ? Like, jeez, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, Earth awesome.
You know the weird thing, the most comments I get on these videos is like, he looks like he could be your dad.
It's like, yeah, it's my dad. It's my son, TJ. We're just hanging out, stuff.
You weren't a mailman in Indiana at any one point, were you?
Indiana. No, that's... Wow. I was totally... Damn. Son! I missed you.
I am your father, TJ. I am your father. What's wrong with your voice, Dad? You'll have to wait till the end of episode 6.
I think this makes me look intelligent.
I think so. That works.
I am. I am Napoleon. I swear I am. All right. Ow. Keep talking. I'm just ADDing.
Hey, Eddie. We never talk Transformers. Like, barely ever. And it's like...
Yeah, there's more than meets the eye there.
Yeah, true. Apparently, Ian James Corlett is quite amused at you squirming during the love triangle in Beast Wars.
There was a love triangle?
Yeah. It's because there's Silver Bolt and Black Arachnia, which you know.
Right.
And then we have Cheetor in 3rd season.
Difficult question.
Apparently,
Because how would Silverbolt have handled that? The honorable thing to do would be to stand aside and allow Arachnia's true heart to guide her path. And yet, I know, dark poison of my heart, you must be with me. What did Ian tell you?
nothing.
Yeah. We recorded that whole show naked, too, by the way.
Oh.
Just
Wow.
as an off.
That
show.
explains so much.
Downright spiffy designs. St. Petersburg, Florida.
Apparently you amused the cast a lot because apparently they were laughing while you were dying.
Oh, yes. Yes, they enjoyed my death immensely.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, excuse me, I'm dying over here. I'm trying to die here. And of course, I didn't know I was actually going to be dead. Because
Right.
usually when you die in cartoons, and it's like, oh my God, it was a dream. They were twins. It's like soap operas. And it was like, the rest is... Stop it! Trying to having a moving moment here, dudes. They're like, yeah, whatever. You lost a part. It's like, he's not dead. He's just cartoon dead.
No, he's dead, Scott.
Well, you're like cartoon dead, so I come back. It's like, oh, you don't come back now. No, I mean, he's like, he comes back.
No, you don't.
But he's
Dead.
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 So all the emotion was real. As I watched my paycheck float away. And then, of course, they did bring him back, which is strange.
Yeah.
After people begged them not to let them.
Yeah.
It's like, really? I don't have that. Because the very first convention I did was SpotCon 98, I think.
You said 96.
Maybe, I don't know. It was back in the
It
day.
would be 96 because he was still alive.
Anyway, it was just after Code of the Hero it aired.
Right.
And people were coming up in tears. I was going, wow, it's the first con I've ever been to. How many people? And they were going, but it's beautiful and moving as Dinobots was. Please don't let them cheapen it by bringing him back. And I'm going, trust me, he ain't coming back. And just when I finally came to terms with that, what? First of all, to you who laughed when I died. Second, what? So he's a what now? Oh. I wish that's the only thing on that show I wish I had a chance to redo was Transmetal 2 or Dinobot 2. Because when I saw it animated, I went, oh, dude. Because it was kind of unclear as to exactly what he was when he came back.
Yeah, it's just
And,
like
they weren't even sure, they were going, should we use Scott again? Like, would it be the same voice? And, are they going to go a different way? We sort of went, no, well, you do the same voice, but I would have made him way tweakier. Because when you see it with the glowing eye and stuff, it would have been Dinobot, but it would have been like Dinobot crossed with cracking his eye. Insolent vermin indeed. I'll choose that way.
You know what? I have pulled something here.
You should see a doctor about that.
Oh, yeah.
It may seem like a simple strain, but it'll come back and get you when you're old. Trust me.
Right. No,
So quiet in here.
I've left you to the mercy of my audience.
Them?
Them. Out there.
But look at them. somehow beautiful and hideous all at the same time. A swirling mass of humanity. Creativity and genius, the dark, the light. Don't let them eat me! I'm not afraid of you. I'm afraid of you.
Don't test him.
I'm afraid
Don't
of you.
test him.
I'm not afraid of you.
I've seen him kill men. I've seen it.
Killed a man with his hat once. That's how I got the hat. Pulled it off a dead guy's skull. It didn't fit, so I kept his skull on the inside to make it fit over mine.
All right, so these are quickies from my audience.
Quickies from the audience.
Mhm.
All right. Okay, you. Sorry, I had to point. You. Go ahead. That one.
He's not saying anything.
This is, you're burning up time here. Okay, you know what? Moving on to you.
You know, I'll just go with the ones that are on this little piece of paper in front of me.
That one's pretty. She's
Nice.
looking at me.
If you could commit one crime and get away with it, what would it be?
With her. If I, I'm sorry, these are not, we're not listing the crimes that I have committed thus
No,
far.
no. This is hypothetical. 'Cause of course
You know what? It's a stupidly good question. What would I get away with?
Yeah.
Because you know, everyone is like, oh, I'd rob a bank, and you know, it's like, no. It's got to be a really cool crime. Can we get metaphysical?
Whatever.
Look, I don't know. Like I would totally bend the laws of time and space, and I would fly back in time, and I would find Hitler, and I would kick him in the shin. In that moment, it's like the Beijing butterfly wing would change the course of history. But then I would end up in the wrong leg with the trousers of time, and my grandfather would probably never be born, and then he would go back in time and step on a dinosaur, and I would never be here. You can't get away with that shit! Damn it! Loopholes! I'd rob a bank and steal approximately $647,000, which is exactly what I need right now to pay off some debts, so. No, but then I'd just be clear of debt. You need more. Then it's like, how much would be enough?
Right.
I figured out a while ago, you need at least $10 million to just be able to go, there. I never have to worry about money again. Because you just throw that in the bank, and it's like, there's $100,000 a year, and you come up on that.
Right.
That's good. $1 million? No. Nothing. I eat million for breakfast. How's that for a long, short answer?
Yeah.
She's still checking me. See one?
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Oh my God, that was real. That was real. Thank you for showing me, though.
Scott, it's the zombie apocalypse.
12-gauge crowbar.
Pick your 3 teammates.
Enough said. I don't need teammates. I got the 12-gauge crowbar. All right, zombie apocalypse. You got to be careful here because everybody goes, "Oh, you know, I'd have like these super awesome powered teammates." It's like, what if they turn?
This is a good point.
You know, I was immediately going to say Wolverine, and then I was like, no. You don't want zombie Wolverine coming after your ass. Because the one, you know, you blow his head off, guess what? Basically, you've just created a perpetual motion machine that cannot die with a lot of hunger for brains. So you can go the opposite route and pick the 3 wimpiest things in the world and then just basically throw them to the zombies. And then you've basically proportionately lowered the main median of awesome awfulness for the zombies. Even if it's by a little bit. Statistically, they're now less dangerous than they were. So think about that. Pick your 3 lamest friends. You'd want to pick 3 people that you can run faster than.
Yeah, it's the concept. You know, you don't have to outswim the shark. You just have to outswim your friend who's with you.
Exactly. I'm going to think about this. Who would be a good team?
You think about that.
I will. I'm going to pick the good people from Downright Spiffy Designs in St. Petersburg, Florida.
It's going to be...
This is
burned
like
in my
old
brain
school
now.
live radio. Our tonight's show is brought to us by Donna Spitz and Downright Spiffy Designs in St. Petersburg, Florida. And of course, delicious Campbell's Chicken Noodle Soup. Why, say, Marge, I could go for a bowl of that right now. Now, back to the Whistler.
It's like trying
Hello,
to
Marjorie.
It's like trying to
Hello,
conduct
Victor. Conducting an interview with a herd of wet cats.
Yeah, well, it's like trying to conduct an interview with a TV where someone just keeps going through the channels. Most obscure.
I have a drinking problem.
Most obscure thing you've autographed, which means not the Twinkie.
Can we do body parts?
Yeah,
No, that's not even obscure.
it's not obscure. I guess I've got an arm, 2 arms. I don't have. Well,
Somebody said it in my last panel too. They shouted out something that I went, oh yeah, that was weird. Like it was just so random. It was like, you know, it was a transformer from a TV, or you know, it's just like random. It was something that somebody just had. That you go, first of all, why did you have that on you? Second of all, why did you have that on you? And thirdly, why am I signing this? I don't know. I sign so much weird stuff. Here's what I want to sign.
Okay.
I want to sign a Sharpie, which I've done. I've signed actually quite a few Sharpies. But I want to sign the Sharpie that I'm signing with the Sharpie that I'm signing the Sharpie with.
Whoa.
It's gonna just stop and think about that for a second.
It's a meta Sharpie.
Yeah. But then, you know, it'd be like dividing by 0. At least you were really fast. Hey, it's like this. I don't remember the bit. There it is. Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay, last one for you. This was not asked by a fan, but it was inspired by a fan. How much of the work do we not hear, whether as opposed to not so much the cartoons and all that and anime, whatever, but like the local stuff? Like, how much does that comprise your job?
I do quite a bit. I mean, you also may hear me in places where you're not expecting to hear me. Like I do a lot of radio commercials. You know, a fair amount of them are for more local markets back home. But I do a lot of, you know, I've done U.S. national campaigns. For some reason, like Buffalo, New York, I did a ton of spots for Buffalo. They like me in Buffalo. Apparently, there's something about my voice that says Buffalo, Denver. I do a lot of spots for Denver. So, you know, you might have been driving along in your car listening to the radio and hear stuff. I do some, you know, narration. There's been a couple of TV series that I've done where I've been the, you know, on this episode of, you know, Friday, March 13th, as we explore the unknown Amazon of blah, 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 blah. Mostly radio would be the weird stuff.
Right.
Or, you know, I mean, I get hired to do some strange things. You know, it's like, I'm narrating a medical journal.
He did give me 2 words that I found very interesting. Ginger Ninja.
Ginger Ninja! You'd have to be Canadian for this one.
Yeah, but it's out there.
Yeah?
Yeah, like you can hear it.
Hey, really?
Right, yeah.
It was weird. I did a convention in Vancouver, and it's also, I never hear my own radio spots. My brother is the master. It's like, wait a minute, that weird grunt in the background of that spot, it's like, that was you. I got one running now, and it's like, the one with the dog barking. I'm going, yeah, it was the dog. Take that, Frank Welker. You're not the only one that does that stuff. Basically, any animal sounds done in Canada, they get me to do.
Yeah, you see?
I'm such an animal.
See, I did hear it.
Ah. You did. You remember the... Anyway, for those who don't know, Ginger Ninja ginger beer was brought out by Greville Allen Brewing. And they wanted like 80s power ballad, or basically they kind of wanted the gonna be a montage. That was their source. Anyway, so we did this jingle for Ginger Ninja ginger beer. And it played 1,000,000 times a day. And people were coming and going, I love that song. Because you usually expect people to go like, that's the dumbest thing, and I hate you for being in it, and I can't get it out of my head. Somebody I know at home just went, every time we hear that, we go nuts. We start singing it.
Oh, it's hysterical.
Yeah, so it's, you know. There's a ninja among us, of its kind it is the first. And it's waiting in the shadows to assassinate your thirst. With a sneak kick, it's true. It is the chosen ninja brew. I screwed that up in the thing. Chosen ginger brew. It's the ginger ninja. Anyway, I'm not warmed up, but it's ginger ninja. Ginger ninja. The new ginger beer from Greville Allen Brewing, and it's all very 1970s kung fu. There's a new beer brewing among us. Lots of, you know, hoo-ha, ha. I sung that so badly, you'll just have to go online and find it.
Yes, but you know what to listen for now.
Yes, and you go like, he's such an idiot. I've been getting hired to do a lot of singing. I've done theme songs for a couple of new cartoon shows that are coming up that I'm going, I can't talk about.
No, there was.
You know, and I'm going, you know, I'd rather be in the 65 episodes than just do the theme song. Just saying. I'd like to get paid a few more times than just now we're just going to pay you once, we just keep you using it.
It's coming.
You're coming. You try to hide, but you can't. Or it's beginning to come find you. Oh, the little drag himself with the shield.
Well, as always, it has been a pleasure. It has been a strange experience.
It always is.
It always is.
Thank you, TJ.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.
Seriously. And thank you to our good friends Donna Spitz at Downright Spiffy Designs in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Jeez, it's like they gave you something.
So awesome.
Stay tuned. I got more from Metrocon.
Bye-bye now. You people are so pretty.
Look, I'm in a box. I'm a mime in a box. DJ's in another box. I'm freaking out. Ooh, I'm walking into the wind. Look at me go. Oh, I'm walking up a ladder. Okay.
Okay, we love you. Bye-bye.